Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and I'm so glad that you decided to stop by. Today we're going to be doing a Wisdom Wednesday tip. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. Wisdom Wednesday tip of the day. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about skin, specifically sensitive skin. I have a lot of people asking me questions about skin since I am a skin therapist and my background is in that. I've worked in that industry for over 6 years, so I am very knowledgeable in different types of skin and how to treat each one. Of course, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a physician, so whatever I recommend or whatever that I use myself is of course not prescription based. And I do understand that some people have to have the help of a doctor because they are dealing with major cystic acne or major hormonal disbalance, which can also be cause of different kind of rashes or acne as well. So today I'm going to be talking about different makeup techniques, different products that I use, and some of the things that I've learned that have helped me to manage my skin so that I am able to attain this clear and glowy skin. And whenever I do apply makeup, my skin looks fresh and it looks really nicely texturized. It's not, you know, I don't have like large pores or I don't have major cystic acne that I'm covering up with my makeup. So if you are interested in seeing this video and some of the tips that I will be sharing with you, be sure to continue watching. Okay, so I wanted to kind of start off by saying that before you apply your makeup, it's very important to take care of your skin and see what is exactly underneath. And in order for you to do that, you have to make sure that you cleanse your skin. When I'm a skin therapist and I enter into a room and I'm talking with a client, I always have to cleanse their skin so that I'm able to assess the skin as well as hear what the client is experiencing and seeing what exactly they want to fix about their skin. In my case, I've struggled with acne since I was a teenager. And part of it is because I have a lot more blood flow that goes to my face. If you've ever worked out really hard and you come home and your face is extremely red, you know that you have more blood flow go to your face than anywhere else in your body. I mean, you can even compare me to my sister who is a little bit younger than me. She's doing the same intensity workout as I am and her cheeks are kind of blush pink. And of course her pores are fine, but I've always dealt with that, so I have a lot more blood flow going towards my skin. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, how you take care of yourself. Personally, I didn't really realize that the foods that I was eating or the things that I was drinking definitely affect my skin, and it really does. So a lot of people just turn their attention towards buying different kind of products, even like really expensive ones, or going to a doctor and the doctor giving them, you know, some kind of antibiotics or some kind of really expensive cream that really makes your face peel, which I know that some people have to have that because they're dealing with, you know, severe or major acne, because that can cause major scars, and that's something that's really hard to manage. You know, even with lasers, there's only so much you can do. So, you know, the number one step that you have to realize is if you are breaking out, if you are having major skin sensitivity, you might want to face, you know, towards your diet and see what exactly you're intaking. Since I was a teenager, I know that I took a lot of, I ate a lot of cereal. I loved a lot of cheese, especially like melted cheese put on the bread, and I'd put it in the microwave for like 15 seconds and it would melt. That was like my form of pizza. You know, like my go-to is like the mozzarella cheese. It was just so good. And so that's what I've ate throughout my whole teenage years. And then of course I started drinking coffee, not so much sodas. I was never like a soda fan. But you know, sweets, chocolate, ice cream, and just different things that I knew that was probably not the best choice for me. And of course, later on, I started breaking out really badly, and I was just kind of freaking out because I didn't know what else to do and what else to face to. So of course, I've tried every cream, I've tried every cleanser, and I thought, you know, a lot of it had to do with makeup, and that's probably the reason why I actually started wearing makeup, was because I was so embarrassed. My face was really red, and I just could not go around without putting makeup on. It was just embarrassing. And a lot of people told me, well, Victoria, if you'd stop wearing makeup, you'd fix the situation. But the truth is that my acne was so deep that I knew it was probably, you know, something internally going on, whether it's my digestive system or I had a major hormonal disbalance, which you know, face whenever you're a teenager. So, you know, I tried different things, and of course I was kind of on different diets and losing weight and gaining weight and losing weight and gaining weight. And so of course in the yo-yo dieting, your body is kind of trying to figure out what it's doing. So that was a cause of my breakouts. Of course, stress, because I was working and then I was going to college, and then of course the food that I was eating was not as healthy. And so I've tried a lot of things, and then of course I went to a doctor, and he gave me some antibiotics, and it was like specifically for acne. And of course with antibiotics, it's not something that, you know, you can take and it will fix it. More than often what he told me, I would have to come back and up my dose with antibiotics because my body would get used to it. And so, you know, and it made my like bowel movements, I'm not trying to like be, you know, give you TMI, too much information here, but like my bowel movements was really bad because of the antibiotics, and they tend to do that. And so it was just so not worth it. And it cleared up a little bit, but it really didn't do much. And so, you know, there was other options that he was telling me, like Accutane, which you had to have like a court order signed because you can have like birth defects. And a lot of people were saying that in 10 years, you can have like Crohn's disease and major digestive issues. So I was not really like a medicine fan. I always try to go the natural route just because my mom raised me that way. Before she would give us any kind of medication, she would always go some kind of a natural way or some kind of a natural remedy to help, you know, allow our bodies to produce what we need to produce to heal ourselves. So by saying that, once I got into the beauty school and started studying, you know, different types of skin and how we respond, I realized that a lot of stuff really comes out to the surface from what we eat. So I had to adjust my diet and make sure that I took out a lot of dairy products, you know, switching to like almond milk versus to regular milk, and cutting off cheese, a lot of chocolate and sweets, and even caffeine, because I had so much blood flow. If you can imagine caffeine, it's kind of what it does, it's kind of constricting your blood vessels, and so your blood rushes, you know, that's when you get that rush, that caffeine rush, and so you can kind of feel it in the face. A lot of people get like flushed whenever they drink coffee or whenever they drink wine. So I had to adjust my diet, and then I just started using different products and figuring out what works for me and what doesn't. You know, I still break out occasionally, but it's not as bad, and I've learned to manage it. I've learned that I would rather allow my body to tell me what's going on rather than shut it off at the root, because that's what the doctors were telling me, is I could take, you know, like a medicine like Accutane, which is like a series of 6-month treatment, which is really like you have to be at the doctor's office every month. You have to take a blood test. You have to make sure you take like pregnancy tests that you're not pregnant. Like, it sounded really horrific. You know, just the birth defects and some of the stuff. I mean, if it can cause that to the baby, I don't even know what it actually does inside your body, but it's been used for years and they say it shuts it off at the root. I just didn't want to go that route. So I really wanted my body to tell me, you know, what's going on, because anytime we have something manifest on our skin, or, you know, we, you know, extract something or whatever it is, it's just your body's way of telling, hey, something's wrong with me and I need you to help me. So I've learned that my acne was mainly from hormones. You know, my hormones were raging. I was a teenager, and you know, just hitting puberty, and just a lot of things. And of course diet has to do with it, and especially with a lot of foods that we have today, There's so many hormones that are infused in like our chicken, in our milk and stuff like that. So we try to eat you know, a lot more organic, and I try to buy like organic foods that don't have any kind of antibiotics or hormones that are infused into them. So and the best thing I can tell you is eating food raw to its closest form. And I'm not talking about meat, because they say, you know, you can actually get sick from that, but I'm talking about like fruits, vegetables, your nuts, your beans, you know, your wheat bread, and so just eating like foods, like if you can get that more into your diet every single day, you know. And I'm not saying you can't treat yourself to like a dessert or something, but don't make that like everyday occurrence. So once you shift that, you will start seeing that your skin will start to look really healthier. And of course, on top of that, you want to make sure that you drink a lot of water. Even if you drink caffeine, if you don't know that, if you take 1 cup of caffeine, you have to actually drink 2 cups of water to actually cover that caffeine that you drank for the day, because caffeine actually makes you go pee, so you actually are dehydrating yourself. So on top of what you normally have to drink, which they say total of 8 cups, you'll have to drink extra depending on if you drink any kind of caffeinated drinks. Sodas, I don't drink sodas, and that's not good for your skin either because it's sugary. So like a main portion is dealing, you know, with what's on the inside and kind of figuring out what you can do to help to kind of balance your hormonal issues, you know. And some people have to take birth control because they are having, you know, severe issues with their hormones. And then sometimes if they take hormones like the birth controls, that can actually make them break out even more. So there are a lot of things that come into play, and that's the beauty of being a woman. You know, we have a monthly cycle, and it's not to say that you can cut off and not break out any time of the day or any time of the week or a month, because we are women and we have hormones, and you know, we're able to produce children, and so that's something that we have to learn to manage and to deal, and it starts with the inside out. And so I wanted to move on to the second part because I didn't want to talk too much about this because I'm already kind of getting out of breath just trying to talk about my story. But the products that I started using, what really helped me when I was breaking out was using a product called benzoyl peroxide. And usually you would use that whenever you, you know, break out, you'd spot treat it. One of my favorite ones is by Oxy, O-X-Y, I think. You can get it over the counter. They have like men's line, you know, they have like those wipes. But it's a small tube, it's about $6, and it lasts you for a long time because you'll just use very little piece of it. And I usually do it before I go to bed, and I'll put it on the areas where I broke out. What it does, it helps to dry those areas out, and then the next day usually you can just peel that scab off, or actually bring that breakout to the surface. So that has helped me, you know, making sure that you don't pick at your face, and making sure that you use a good cleanser. And I've kind of transitioned towards using, you know, more natural cleansers without, you know, major pesticides, because a lot of times when we grow up, we really like, you know, Victoria's Secret stuff. We love lotions and perfumes, and we love all the smelly stuff, but that stuff actually dehydrates our skin and it goes into our blood flow. So we have to be really careful with what the products we use. So I wanted to show you some of the products that you can use for sensitive skin. My skin is extremely dry, so whenever I do cleanse my skin, you know, with taking my makeup off, and I don't use like a makeup remover, I actually use like a gentle cleanser. And then once I take that off, I usually use a toner. This is one of the toners. And it's like a softening solution. I like that it actually is alcohol free, and you can tell I've been using it a lot because I only have like half of it left. And it is more expensive, but I did find it at TJ Maxx for like $12. I think regular price is like $24, and on their website it's probably like in the 50s. But any kind of balancing toner works really well. And then of course moisturizers, since it is coming towards summer, you want to make sure that you protect your skin. A lot of people don't wear sunscreen or moisturizers because they say they're oily, which is fine. You can actually find really good like lightweight moisturizers or SPFs. And I recommend, because I worked with a dermatologist, and that dermatologist was really strict about SPF, and I really saw the damage in people's skin, even in the winter whenever they don't wear, you know, sunscreen because they don't feel that heat. They feel like that their skin is not getting damaged. But we always see when people come back to the dermatologist to get, you know, their face fixed, wherever you're facing that window, we saw a lot of dark spots, and those are sunspots. Those are from the sun, and so a lot of times you'll actually see it coming through your window. So, you know, 15 minutes to work there, 15 minutes to there in the grocery store, and you're actually going to be damaging your skin if you're not wearing a good sunscreen. So some of the good sunscreens for sensitive skin, this one is by Olay. I don't know what's on my bottle, but this one is one of my favorites that I like to use. It's very lightweight, actually perfect for people that are very oily. It's a all-day moisturizer with sunscreen. It is only 15%, so if you are going to be out in the sun, you will need something higher, and especially with zinc oxide, because that's going to give you that broad spectrum protection. But it also has vitamins E and aloe, and that of course helps with like inflamed skin. That helps to kind of soothe and heal. So I really love this product, and it doesn't smell too strongly. It doesn't really stink like SPF, so it's perfect for every day, you know, just to put it under your makeup. So even if you have oily skin, you can put this and use it as a primer. Unless you find a really good primer that works for you, that actually helps to kind of matte your face a little bit so it's not that oily. Another one that I found is called By Nature, and this one is actually from New Zealand. I found it at TJ Maxx, and then when I went back to get some more, they didn't have any more, so I looked up the website, and it's called By Nature Skincare. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is out of New Zealand. You know, they're not big on social media or anything like that, but I really love how it worked for me. It made my skin so dewy because it has moisturizing collagen and of course the vitamin E. It has the SPF 15 and it smells very green. It does, I think it also has like this hyaluronic acid, which kind of helps with the aging as well. So I like to use this from time to time under my makeup as well. So a perfect cream. I think it was like maybe $15 on their website, and of course their shipping was more expensive because that is out of the country. But I tried their cleanser. You know, it is more natural cleanser. It wasn't a big deal. I kind of like my cleanser to be kind of foamy and feel like it's actually cleaned my skin, but I really love this product, so I kept reordering this. Another one which a lot of people are talking about, instead of using a what do you call it, a primer under your makeup, a lot of people started recommending this one, and it's by Nivea, and it's actually a men's post-shave balm. It doesn't have any alcohol, and I've tried it several times, and I did see some reviews for people that have used it and they have oily skin. They did not like it. So it's probably not good for people that have major oily skin, but if you have dry skin, it actually worked really well. And it's only $5 in this big bottle. It doesn't smell too strongly like this manly, you know, masculine smell, and it definitely doesn't have alcohol, so it's perfect for sensitive skin. So I've started using this one as well as my primer. Of course, you want to make sure that you use good foundation, something that doesn't break you out, and you might have to test out several before you figure out which ones work for you. And then if you need to set your makeup, I always go towards mineral makeup. This one's actually by Jane Iredale, and it is in color Natural. It's a very fine powder. It doesn't give me a heavy coverage. Maybe sometimes if I go out and I wanted it a little bit of a heavier coverage, then I use my Bare Minerals. It is a loose powder, so it's always good to wear mineral powders if you have sensitive skin, so it doesn't clog your pores. And then of course my bronzer, which is perfect for the summer. And I do apologize, my bag fell on the floor and all of it crumbled, but it's actually Physicians Formula. It's a pearl bronzer, and this is a little bit of a darker color. And it's a great alternative in the summer whenever you know, your face gets a little bit oilier and it's kind of hot. It's good to use powders, and that's a mineral bronzer as well. So it's some of the alternatives that you can use so you're not breaking out. And actually I'm wearing it today. So those are some of the things that I've learned, and I hope it has been helpful. I know that a lot of people have been messaging me and they're asking me about oily skin, about combination skin, and I do have a background in that. So if you do have any questions about some type of a skin, certain kind of product that you're interested in and you might not have tested it out, or maybe I've heard about it and I'm able to give you some advice or some tips, make sure to list it down below in the comment section. If I get enough requests, I might do a separate video about another type of skin. I just did this one because this is something that I've been dealing with, so that you are kind of more knowledgeable as to why I use certain products. But as always, create culture into you. It has been fun. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I love you guys. Thanks for allowing me to do what I love, and I love sharing these wisdom tips with you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.